First of all, I would like to thank the organizers, Father Ben and his team. This is something you would actually have to pay, ideally pay a lot of money. The ones I've attended, I paid money. Either I paid money or I had to apply formally and get myself qualified. So I'm supposed to talk about how to manage creativity alongside professional responsibilities. I believe some of us here, all of us here, either you are doing this full time or you're doing this part time or it's part of your side hustle or something. So, but then there has to be a time you would have to be tempted to, or one aspect of it has to suffer or the other. Like I said, this is a very beautiful gathering. The only thing lacking here is lunch break and tea break. Father, I will take it upon myself. The next edition, I think I will sponsor the lunch break and the tea break. Thank you. I will just.
When we hear a topic like this, balancing passion and profession, the other sounds by the struggle
Between two opposing forces. Particularly for me, I'm balancing my passion in music and balancing my profession, which is law. One is a very gregarious calling, the other one is a very solemn calling. You know, it's very difficult. On one hand, passion, expressive, emotional, creative, sometimes unpredictable. On the other hand, profession, structured, demanding, disciplined, and often unrelenting. But many assume that to succeed in one, you have to sacrifice the other. No, you don't have to. I stand before you today as a lawyer, now as a judge, and at the same time, a long-standing choral director. To say that assumption, that assumption is not only false, it is limiting. Now, number one, the false dichotomy between passion and profession. For many years, I have lived two seemingly different worlds. The courtroom, governed by statutes, precedents, and rigorous reasoning. Then the choir gallery, governed by harmony, expression, and artistic sensitivity. Yet I have come to discover that these are not opposing worlds. They are complementary dimensions of a well-formed life. The law seeks truth and justice. Music seeks beauty and transcendence. And in a truly integrated life, truth and beauty must meet. So treating passion as a vocation and not a pastime. One of the greatest mistakes people make is this. They treat their creative gifts as hobbies. Things to be done only when time permits. That approach rarely sustains excellence. From early on, I decided deliberately that my role in music was not going to be pastime. It was a vocation. That decision changed everything. It meant rehearsals were not optional, preparations were not casual, excellence was not negotiable, mentoring was a desideratum. Just as I would not casually abandon my job, my legal and judicial responsibilities, I could not treat music with indifference. But I must add something important here. My journey in music has not been confined to church alone. Actually, about 23 years ago, I founded a choral group called the Abuja Choral Ensemble. I think I was just about going into law school then, 2003. Now, over the years, in 2 years' time, we're celebrating our Silver Jubilee. It has grown in depth, discipline, reputation. Now, I want to say that serious creative work demands serious commitment. Combining law and music, your calling on the bench. In fact, if you notice it was just here, I had to put my pictures because we're very restricted in things we can do and we cannot do. There's a big code of conduct, you have to study every time. So, but then we now get to the discipline part of it. If there is one secret to balancing both worlds, it is this, discipline. Not talent, not even passion, discipline. Fine, my day job, my days are full on the bench. You have case files to review, you have judgments to write, you have legal arguments to evaluate. At choir rehearsals, you also have planning. You have musical study. You have to find a place. And so this required careful scheduling, clear boundaries, and sometimes personal sacrifice. You have to be able to balance both. I had a very big problem when I was in the law school because I was very active in the university. I schooled in the University of Ibadan. I was very active in music, both at the church and the university choral group, because university had a professional choral group. So I was so active at the point it was beginning to affect my studies. So by the time I got to law school, my father, who had earlier encouraged me to join choir in UI, told me I should abandon music for now in law school, give law school that time. I said, okay, no problem. Incidentally, when I got to law school, they were celebrating the 40th anniversary of law school. My friends in UI said, bros, you have to start choir. We have to celebrate this 40th anniversary with music. I said, my dad told me not to do. I've already left. They refused. And they got the then DG involved, late Dr. Jagede, God rest his soul. So, but as God will have it, I was called in to compromise. And I did, because I couldn't just, it followed me everywhere. So integration and not competition. I did not merely balance law and music. Like I said, I'm going to talk from my own perspective. I allowed them to inform and enrich each other. The law trained my mind, precision, structure, analytical depth. These made me more intentional and thoughtful music director. Music, on the other hand, formed my inner life, my sensitivity, my emotional intelligence, and appreciation for nuance and expression. Now, these, I dare say, have made me not just a better lawyer, but also a more humane judge. Because justice is not mechanical, it is human. And music keeps you in touch with your humanity. Then, even in the music, you still have to balance between helping the church choir and then running your own choral group. In the church choir, it's liturgical, ordered, sacred, spiritually anchored. When you now want to do your private thing, concert, expansive, interpretative, and artistically daring. So, and both of them required not confusion, but clarity. Let me say something. Poor time management is often not a practical failure, it is a moral one. Because time is a gift, and how we use it reflects what we truly value. Balancing passion and profession requires knowing what matters most, eliminating distractions, being intentional with your commitments, accepting the reality of seasons. Balance does not always mean distribution. There are seasons when my legal career demanded more of me, particularly at critical stages of advancement. I've mentioned the law school, how I had to abandon music. There were also seasons when major liturgical events required intense musical preparation, such as this Holy Week. That is, as I'm leaving here, I'm running back to go and rehearse the responsorial psalm. I'll teach the choir this evening. And there's nothing that's going to stop it. So that time management, it's very, very crucial if you want to excel at both callings. This is not merely about productivity or efficiency. It is about purpose. For me, both law and music are expressions of service. In the courtroom, I serve justice. In the choir, I serve God and His people. And when you begin to see both through that lens, the question is no longer, how do I cope? It becomes, how do I remain faithful? So in summary now, let's go to the practical takeaways. Number one, respect your creative gift. Do not trivialize it. Number two, build structure around your passion. Passion without discipline fades. Number three, guard your time jealously. Not everything deserves your attention. Number four, stay rooted in purpose. When purpose is clear, decisions become easier. Number five, never abandon one calling for the other. Integration, not elimination, is the goal. In conclusion, so when I speak about balancing passion and profession, I'm not speaking in abstract terms. I speak as someone who has built a legal career to his highest levels, sat on the bench with immense responsibilities, and at the same time sustained and led both liturgical and concert choral traditions through the Abuja Choral Ensemble. And if there's one truth my journey has confirmed, it is this: you do not have to diminish one calling to excel in another. What you need is clarity, discipline, structure, and above all, grace. I did not succeed in spite of doing music. I succeeded in part because of music. Thank you very much.